Of the two major political events that happened last night, we decided to watch the Donald Trump Tucker Carlson interview, and I think, given the options, we definitely chose at least the more popular one. And going back and doing a little bit of research on the debates themselves, yeah, we definitely picked the superior option. Heck of a lot more funny. Did it have more memeable moments? Well, I don't know, man. I think the staying power of saying that Kamala Harris talks in rhymes, yeah, that was going to be pretty good, and that was going to sting for a long time, and given the fact that Trump does have a pretty good track record when it comes to making insults stick on people, yeah, we already know what time it is. But you can also tell by that view count, a lot of other people also checked out this interview. And yeah, of course, the 239 million views.
Actually, if you take a look at the engagement, it's nowhere close to that 240 million mark, okay? All you need to do is, look at, how many likes it has, and realize that views just means how many impressions it gets.
It's like, yeah, we already know. Tucker has a lot of pull on the platform. Probably gets preferential treatment in the algorithm alongside a whole bunch of followers. I don't think anybody needs to astroturf this. This was always going to be a big hitter. Didn't think it would be that big. And yeah, so don't let the 239 million views fool you. That is just simply looking at the page or just seeing that tweet come up on your timeline and then just move on by. That's a view that's out there. There used to be another little metric where you could take a look at, and I forget exactly where you could do that, if it was on the desktop or on the mobile app or something like that, where you could see how many people actually went into the video and viewed it. It's normally about 20%, 25%, something like that, but that is still a hell of a lot of people, regardless what the ultimate viewing figures are, what the analytics are on the video. It's a huge, quite possibly one of the biggest interviews of all time. I don't think that I'm overselling it, and especially would have if we had traditional comparative analytics with the debate, because seeing some headlines, obviously there's only Fast Nationals out right now. We don't know the confirmed numbers, but what we're seeing right now, the GOP vice presidential debates, oh man, they did so good. That is the best debate performance that we've seen without Trump on the stage. Okay, so yeah, again, the guy has name recognition. The guy brings in the views. The guy is still, at the end of the day, going to be the nominee in 2024, and that's why he can go on this victory tour beforehand and then just go afterwards and just wonder what kind of nonsense was that on the stage that I decided to skip out on. And yeah, we ran a couple of clips after the interview breakdown last night, but after I went back and watched a little bit of coverage, listened to the debate, I found it to be incredibly weird, especially the way that they opened up everything. The number one song in the country is Richmond, north of Richmond. Okay, weird. And then you immediately kick it to some paid off cuck pack that'll just ask about climate change. Like, what are we doing here? Aren't you guys supposed to be conservatives? And then the more I listen to these guys, it's like, oh, that's why I don't like the modern wave of conservatism, at least on the establishment sense, because you don't ask anything about election integrity, ballot operations, the questions suck. Can confirm on that one. Hey, Chris, do you know about UFOs? I didn't just ask you that just because you're shaped as one. I just think that'd be a really quirky question to end everything on. But as I made mention in the community post that's on the YouTube channel and then also on the stream last night, still going to be watching the debates along with everybody. We'll be doing that very, very shortly, but I want to see what the response is out there. So we have the establishment rhino side of this. Okay, Meghan McCain, whose father, who can rest in hell. Normally I don't like to speak ill of the dead, but I will make exceptions for John McCain. Press S to spit. Sheepish Ron flopped. Even WizKid Vivek blew it. Oh, really? Were we not watching this? Oh, right. You have a certain lens on. Leaving Mean Mike. Mike Pence? Yo, man, I completely forgot everything that asshole said. I thought that, you know what, when I was reading that headline, I just inferred based on the presentation from the stage, I thought that was a mean Chris Christie, because he wasn't the loudest. That was Ron DeSantis, somebody telling him beforehand, sticking a battery in his back, okay, be high energy. And he equated high energy with yelling all of his answers to begin with. It was very off-putting. I have no idea what that fucker was on, but he had he pulled some really strange moves on that debate stage. Case in point, man, you You run this one back. DeSantis looks around after candidates asked if they would support Trump if convicted in a court of law. And yeah, he had to wait because the only person who put his hand up was, well, the actual winner of the debate. And we'll get to him very shortly. Actually, we talked about him earlier today as well. Today's going to be a big politics day because, well, fallout from the debates and the interview and then obviously the mugshot stuff. Yeah, that's definitely going to be driving the news cycle today. So yeah, Ron DeSantis just kind of once again outed himself. He would have been a really good vice presidential candidate, not based on his policies that have come to light, but given the fact that the dude's not a leader. He's a follower. He takes everybody else's trends and just adopts them as his own. It's like, you're not a leader, bro. Like, you're such a follower, okay? Because we got the clip that's right here. I don't know if I can play it with sound. Fuck it, it's only 17 seconds long. So yeah, we can go ahead and Brett Baer and Martha. It's not McSally. It's not I have no idea. Just the two Fox bobbing heads that are down there at the desk ask a question about if Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support Donald Trump if he ends up being the nominee? Okay.
If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice?
That would be, yeah, no, it's unfortunately a fairly highly probable outcome. Okay, because you take a look at the places where Trump's been indicted. Okay, like I've seen the evidence. I know a thing or two about a thing or two. And yeah, obviously, does the evidence stack up? None of which that we've been made party to really convinces me of it. But no, just take a look at the places that he's indicted. In the Southern District of New York, very heavily Democrat. Fulton County, don't get me started. And then federally, where are those cases being tried? The only one that might be at least impartial is the sealed documents case, and that one's in Miami-Dade. A little bit more favorable, but Washington, D.C. is where the January 6th case is right now being tried. Trump cannot get an impartial jury. It's fucking impossible, especially in those places. So yeah, there is somewhat of a sizable possibility that Trump could end up being convicted in a court of law. So yeah, as the video is annotated, Chris Christie retracts his hand. His hand raised a moment later, indicating he wasn't really raising his hand. No, he just got that confused. He just thought that those were a way to indicate if they wanted a mid-debate snack. But yeah, no, here's the response from everybody that's on stage. You'll see.
Please raise your hand if you would.
So raise your hand. Vivek is the first one to put it up. Just, completely don't know what Nikki was doing, probably dreaming of Israel. And then Tim Scott, hey, good on him. Again, he spoke a lot and he kind of played the race card every once in a while. I was raised by a single mother. Okay, cool. Apparently she didn't buy you a good enough toothbrush. One that also had a squeegee on the other side. Boy, that guy has a poor gum to teeth ratio, but he was very forgettable. And then Martin Scorsese on the end, Doug Burgum. He's the governor of North Dakota, Lesser Dakota. They were all super forgettable outside of a couple of very odd interactions. But like I said, when we go over the debates proper, we'll do a far more thorough breakdown of everybody's idiotic takes, except for Vivek. Do like me some Vivek, okay? So yeah, here are the hand raises. So the first ones that come up, obviously, like you can see here, I'll just run it back, but you have Vivek's hand go up, and then Nikki's, and then Tim Scott's, and then you'll start to see everybody else. Hands go up, yeah, big cheers. Oh, and then Ron puts his hand up, waiting for everybody else to just go ahead and do what they want, or go along with the crowd, really. Because, again, he's not an independent thinker. This dude, nothing is authentic about him. He's fucking a great value Trump through and through. And now he's great value Bush. He is basically equivalent to, the great Patrice O'Neill joke that Ron DeSantis is shaped like whatever political vessel you want to pour his politics into. It's becoming more and more patently obvious, and that's why I am super happy. He's not going to win this election cycle, but I am super glad that he's running right now. Expose these goddamn cockroaches right now. So yeah, back to the establishment take. So Mike Pence, I don't even remember. All I remember is he just did the exact same shit that he pulled in the vice presidential debates in 2020, but with none of the fanfare. Oh, he's just like Trump without any of the baggage. He was pulling those same tricks. Oh, thank you, Martha. And then running over his time, which is so stupid that they got all of these antiquated rules. Oh, you got 30 seconds to respond. Oh, somebody made mention. Just shut up and have an open fucking conversation, for Christ's sakes. But no, he overtalked his time. He played up the accomplishments of the Trump Trump-Pence regime, when in actuality he had very little to do with it, and he mostly just stood on the sidelines and just gazed longingly at the side of Trump's head whenever he'd deliver a speech. It's like, bro, you were so superfluous to that entire administration, and now you're trying to take credit. It's like, it's not really gonna work, especially for the guy who you are touting his accomplishments. He's still running for this bitch, so you're trying to attach your wagon, but then at the same time also trying to retract that attachment at your most convenient times. It doesn't work like that. No. And then, yeah, it's like Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley is the other savior, and I think, what was it? I think it was Fox and CNN said that, oh, she definitely won that, bro. The New York Post said that Ron DeSantis definitely won the debate. And like I said, you can go out and you can watch it right now. Otherwise, we'll do a breakdown on it Sunday or Tuesday, something like that, whenever the next streaming day is going to be, and you can judge for yourself. But I can definitely say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, Nikki Haley just kind of made herself look like an asshole because of her no reason at all whatsoever. Like, Vivek was on a pretty good run. I think he was talking about the southern border, and Israel apparently came up because, well, of course, it's a Republican debates. Why wouldn't Israel come up? And she just shouts this out like a fucking maniac. Okay, this is full context to the clip. It's not that Israel needs America, America needs Israel. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so yeah, she shouts this fucking ludicrous statement out.
I want to learn from those and apply those to protect our homeland, Nikki.
Israel
that is the
needs
answer.
America. America needs Israel.
Okay.
That is just an insufferable voice. It's not that. And it's like, okay, that is not presidential at all whatsoever. Go fucking sit down and go try to iron your linty sweater, you weirdo. But she overtly brought up Israel while on the presidential debate stage, which, to be president of what country again? I just want to go ahead and conflate the two. But Asa Hutchinson, somebody who's just like, oh, in Arkansas when I was governor, it's like, bro, you left. The only person who had a lower approval rating when they were leaving office was Mussolini in 1944. You and Chris Christie were having an unpopular off in your final days as governor in your respective states. So I don't know if you want to be touting your accomplishments because nobody fucking likes you. But Hutchinson, oh yeah, he was wearing the American pin. All the guys were all dressed the same in the navy blue. It is basically the Trump look. Let's call it exactly what it is. You know, you want to talk about Trump without directly addressing Trump. But as far as I could tell, they didn't run as many Trump clips as I thought, but they still made vague allusions to him. He loomed large. That orange cloud was definitely hanging just out of the camera shot throughout the entirety of the debate. But yeah, Hutchinson had the America-Israel pin as well. It's like, you're supposed to be running for president of these United States, you fucking dork. But yeah, without a doubt, Vivek is the real winner, okay? Deemed the real winner. Yeah, by every popular poll that's out there, not your Washington Post, Ipsos, CNN, mainstream. I don't even want to call it mainstream anymore because you take a look at the interview right there on an alternative platform. No, that's why I've switched to calling it mass media, okay? Because mainstream media, it doesn't have that pull anymore. Mass media, it's just far more apt for what you're getting, because what else do you get? You get stuff that's just mass produced. Is it ever a very high quality? It is something that is just pushed out for the masses to consume. That's all that I see from networks that are out there. Nothing really sticks anymore. Nothing's really creative. There's no water cooler shows anymore. There's nothing outside of live events that are better covered online, resonating with people in the long term. So yeah, I would rather hear what actual people who are involved with this stuff think instead of your carefully selected and curated post-debate opinion takers are. Anti-woke businessman Vivek Ramaswamy was deemed the real winner of the first Republican primary debate, according to Jail Partners' Daily Mail survey released Thursday. The survey asked registered Republicans, who do you think was the real winner of the debate? 22% chose Ramaswamy, followed by 21% said for former President Donald Trump, who wasn't even there, as we know. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, both Ramaswamy and Trump, followed both, yes, Ramaswamy and Trump with 20%, deeming him the real winner of the debate. Yeah, not really. And then Pence, he did great at 8%. Scott, I don't remember a goddamn thing he said. Nikki Haley, again, Israel, shut up. Doug Burgum, just showing up. Chris Christie, kudos on him for not trying to bite the podium. And then Asa Hutchinson, You got a lot of hair for an ancient man. So yeah, man, it was just a big W for Vivek. 100% he won that debate for anybody who watched it and didn't just simply consume a couple of clips in the aftermath. But bask in your glow right now, because, well, moving forward, well, all we're just going to be talking about tomorrow, well, it's definitely going to be that Trump mugshot. But I'll have that one. We should have that one as long as they release it in a timely fashion by the time that I record that video. We'll be talking about that next, or at least everybody that got snatched up in that stupid, pathetic Georgia case. But stay tuned for that one. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.